Hey guys, welcome to another episode of How to Play Paintball. Hopefully you guys are liking that new intro. That was AJS Media and Original Gentleman. So they did a great job, so thank you to them for that. But today what I wanted to go over was actually kind of a weird thing that I do that would hopefully be something that helps you guys out. And that is having all your gear on when you practice. I know that sounds weird, but it's just that idea of practicing like you play. You don't want to go into a tournament and have your jersey on and have everything else on that you're going to have for the event and not be used to that. So I think one of the issues is that people, they get super hot or whatever. I think there does come a time when you need to maybe take your jersey off and just go to a tank top or whatever. But I feel like that should be later on in the day. Try to play as much as possible in what you're going to actually be competing in. One of the reasons for this is this little subtle, so even though the jersey is flexible, it's going to have that nice stretch to it. Those little bits when you're trying to come up to lane or you're trying to come out and snap shoot, all those little adjustments that you have to make because now the jersey is pulling back on you is something that you want to be used to. You need to figure out what is that, because you don't want to be off by just that little amount and have it where now you've missed that shot because you weren't able to adjust for your jersey, or if you don't usually wear gloves and you go wear gloves, or things like that. I would say that this goes even for headgear. Some people like to wear beanies. I'm using my my second skull here. You want to practice in what you're going to be playing in, because you don't want to have that little bit extra. What if your beanie ends up coming up a little bit higher and you're practicing without a beanie at practice, you just have your headbands or something, and you're used to being able to just get low enough and you can have the paint go over the top of your head, and now you have your beanie and you come out and you think that you're good, and then you get hit in the beanie and it breaks. So now you're a dead player because of something that you could have been adjusting for when you were actually practicing. So I know that some people are going to disagree with me. Obviously, there's going to be some exceptions to this, like for you guys that play where it snows. Don't don't try to go and play in just your tank top and a jersey, because then you're going to freeze. So I feel like there are some exceptions, but if you can, as much as possible, practice in what you're going to be playing in, you're going to be helping yourself out. So again, having those little subtle pulls of the jersey, or even with your pack, wearing the same kinds of cleats that you're going to be using. Obviously, you don't want to go buy new cleats before a tournament starts, because you want to have them broken in. You don't want to have to be breaking in cleats as you're playing, and also maybe you're going to run a little bit differently. There's a lot of these little things that are going to make the difference. So make sure that you practice like you play. I'm sure people, I think it's a football thing that came from, but yeah, practice like you play. Go into the tournament the same way that you've been practicing, for the couple weeks coming up to that. Of course, again, with the drills, you want it to be, again, just to have those little subtle differences are going to make the difference, because being off by that much means me being able to get out of the way of your shot, or you shooting me in the face. Like those little subtle things are going to be the difference of winning a match and losing a match, especially when you get further up into the divisions. I mean, especially at the pro level, those little subtle differences are what is going to be make or break. If you guys went and watched our match against Dynasty, it was the subtle little things that we did wrong of why they beat us. We were doing really well against them, and then they were just able to pull away just that little bit and beat us by 1. So they were able to pull that win out, and that's just because they're so experienced with those kinds of things. So again, practice like you play. Make sure that, go as hard as it is that you usually would. Try to push yourself even a little bit more, so that way, when tournament time comes, you're ready to go. So I hope this is something that helps you guys out. And yeah, so if you have any other tips or tricks that you'd like help with, put that down in the comments down below. And thank you everyone for being with me for so long. I mean, it's been like 4.5 years of doing this, something like that. So I really appreciate it. Thank you to all the supporters. I mean, Paintball Paintball is one that's been a huge supporter down here in Winter Haven, Florida, and even Central Florida Paintball in Lakeland has been a huge support of myself, the Kings, and the channel. So thank you to both those fields for being so hospitable. But yeah, so thank you to you guys for watching. And as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.